So I'm watching a video of a video of a video and making a video based on a little bit of that. It's Blade Runner, right? Then Moon, the YouTuber, did a video of like how uh, Blade Runner warns us of the epidemic of loneliness and depression and despair and all that sort of shit. And then didn't watch that, but then I was scrolling down and like 4 hours ago, I guess, like the Tribe of Men dude did a video on that video. And I mean, there's a few points like I could comment like every couple of minutes, like, but then the thing's like a half hour long. Well, like there's a part where the farmer guy is like reaches into the water and pulls out a bunch of worms, and like the what dude's doing the Tribe of Men dude's like, yeah, like points out that like what we all know, who people who are paying the fuck attention, which is like I don't know, maybe like 2% of the population or something, but where we'll eat bugs in the future. We'll farm crickets and eat bugs and that sort of shit. And only the elites will get to eat like actual food. Uh, yeah, and this brings back to like this horror story I seen yesterday. Where it was like this powder. Put the powder on the food. It's so great. And then like the later commercials like put the powder on the food, and it like fucks your fucking it like dumbs you down. Like that's what the elites want. But most people they just want their McDonald's and their fucking Taco Bell, and they want to like watch their TV and watch their shows, and they can't be bothered with all that sort of stuff. It's like, as Mr. Freeman says, they're squeezed between their work and their daily lives, and they're slabs of meat. Like humans are the meat, and they'll eat crickets in the future. But it's like the whole idea of you'll own nothing and be happy. And then I thought it was like, well, I will just own everything, and I'll die on my feet, or I'll take everything. Yes, I will take everything. Yeah, so like the elites like you own nothing, like the Klaus Schwab guy, like I will literally beat his head in with a baseball bat, and I will take his skull for the skull throne. Like, see, yeah. um but he's not here, so I can't beat his fucking skull in. Because I like having things, I'm gonna have things. But there was like this one part where it was like the Blade Runner guy is like flying after he's ordered to kill the dude, and he's just like, "Why am I doing this? Why am I just following orders?" And he's just like flying over the desolate wasteland, and it's oh fuck, I forget, like the fucking thing doesn't pick up my voice very well. The feeling like you're just a grain of sand in a grain of sand in a whole ass like fucking desert, totally insignificant. And it's like, oh, this is kind of what it's like in the hive cities and of the future, right? But then there's like the modern cities. A lot of people just feel like a single grain of sand in the desert, like totally insignificant. And then it brings to mind like the whole part of like the Mr. Freeman thing too, where like I'm real, I created myself, but in the sense that like I don't necessarily feel like a lone piece of fucking like I'm not like any other people. I couldn't possibly be just like a single fucking grain of sand. Or if I am, I'm like the fucking really weird one that stands out and like clogs up the machine. The very radioactive grain of sand. But it's because I got all this. Like like I'm fucking special, I guess. Uh and not in special in a sort of way, like I'm gonna have like, oh, a great life and all this sort of stuff. Like I could die really soon. I don't care. But I'm not like I'm not like the common riffraff of even doctors and lawyers and stuff are riffraff. like people who go to college and all that sort of thing and get the proper job and blah 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 blah. Like they're lower than me on many levels. They have more things than me. But in the future, when everyone owns nothing and they're happy, like they play by somebody else's rules. It's like the story of the fox and the wolf, and the wolf is poor, and the tells goes to the rich fox and, oh, show me how to make money and all that sort of thing. And he's like, okay, well, you just fish, use your tail. And then one day the fox comes along to collect his due, and the wolf's like, oh, well, the fish is stuck to my tail. And so the fox just cuts it off. And that's what happens when you play by somebody else's rules. But I don't know. I want to be back here, but my voice doesn't carry, and I don't want to like be super loud because I can't, because it's fucking daylight. But I don't know. It was just a bit about like I keep thinking of things, and then like 3 or 4 minutes in the video, my battery's running out, and just like the comments pulling up the bugs and being like, oh, you'll own nothing and be happy. Like I have things to say about that, and then there's the whole part about being like a single grain of sand in the fucking desert in the hive cities. And oh yeah, I guess Trump, I seen a meme thing but it was his speech. Like they actually use actual speech, and they just put it on like a space marine sort of thing, like a funny like Warhammer whatever. But he's like, yeah, we're gonna take back the cities. Like, not if we burn them down. I'd rather the cities burn than fucking be fucking corrupted to the will of fucking I mean, really, like the fucking government's like the cult of Zeech. But I would rather the fucking country fall than the fucking be fucking uh I don't know, like fucking molded into a fucking slave fucking tyrant for the fucking military industrial complex. Like what causes like some of the most obscene destruction and filth and waste in this fucking world is like not warfare, because warfare is natural to humans. War is a natural, like I like fucking war, I want to go to war. But dying for a fucking flag. Like if you're being invaded, okay, but like, oh, like I'm like America prides itself on being so badass and tough when they needed a whole ass alliance to go invade a third world country and take their oil. Uh, so uh, I don't know. I'll probably like watch that for a little more and fuck around some, but yeah, I ain't eating no fucking bugs. Like Klaus Schwab and fucking Bill Gates and fucking the Bushes and Trump and Biden. Like they can all go get cancer and die. That's good enough to end it on.